Film, television, and stage star Carol Kane has no short list of roles that she has played in her illustrious career. She's appeared in classic movies and TV shows such as Hester Street, Annie Hall, and The Princess Bride as they were off to storm the castle. And now she is making audience laugh all over again as Lillian, the landlord, in the wonderful Netflix series Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt.
Lillian, do you have a spare key to our apartment?
Why? You know our locks are just decorative.
I rented my apartment on Airbnb.com, not to be confused with BearDNB.com, which is awful.
I breathe like that sometimes. But also, how could you? What were you thinking bringing internet people into our neighborhood?
I was thinking I could get $80 to buy a wonderful box of capes that I saw at a medical supply store.
Don't you get it? They're hipsters, and that means gentrification. Listen to me. I miss the old days when the longest word I knew was friggin' Giuliani.
And she joins us now, Carol Kane does, to discuss the show and a whole lot more about what has come after Giuliani. Your character in the show, I do love, is making a war of one on hipsters, who I've always seen as, they're the Marines, right? They're the first to fight. They hit the beach, they establish the beachhead, and then here comes the folks to buy them out, and they keep pushing them in all directions. You are a person of New York. How do you feel about Lillian's take there?
I feel it's really important because I remember vividly the first time I took a train, say from the Upper West Side down to Soho, and by the Upper West Side subway store there was, Banana Republic and the various thousands of banks, etc. And then I come up the stairs in Soho, and the exact same stores are there. And it was shocking to me because there was a time when you boarded the train and got off in a different neighborhood, you were in another world. Yeah. And I loved and cherished that about New York and the tiny stores which are being swallowed up like by whales and turning into, I don't understand the banks and the,
Well, and it seems like the downside perhaps of the global economy, even as, for instance, home prices here in New York City skyrocket. It's sort of creating a homogenous ghost town to a degree.
Yes, and what my big question is, how did all those people make all that money? Because people are buying those gazillion-dollar apartments, and a lot of people are buying them, and I'm certainly haven't come into anything like that. But yes, it's separating the classes in a way that is unhealthy, and also, the great thing about New York, the whole melting pot and the immigrants and that's the spirit, that's the life spirit of New York for me. And
Lillian is something of a beacon of that spirit. We do not have enough time to discuss all of the film roles and all of the stage roles.
We don't.
TV, but let's talk about this, because the new media aspect on Kimmy Schmidt. How has this been for you? And I should say that people right now are watching us on their video game consoles. I mean, we are everywhere, as is the program.
Well, luckily for me, I'm unaware of that. I really am. I don't do any of it, and I'm so glad I don't, because I don't want to read a whole bunch about myself and everybody, and I'm certainly not interested in anybody knowing where I'm eating or whatever. And so I am really unaware, and during the course of shooting, that makes for an interesting predicament for me, because I frequently don't understand what I'm saying. I'll get the script, we'll read it at lunch, and I'll say the lines and not even have a vague idea. And later they'll explain to me patiently what I am saying.
And it's a fascinating thing, because we sit out here all the time and talk about the different relationship that you have with the program when you binge it, when there are 13 episodes to watch, which can really mean 6.5 hours of your life later, and here's a season. So, and so what is it? Because to your point, we used to have to wait a week for the next little episode that, to your point, had to begin and even
Yeah.
as it told a bigger story. But now we can live with Lillian and we can live with Kimmy and Titus
love it.
in real time.
I kind of just love it,
Yeah.
you know. I miss, what I sort of miss is the fact that a show comes on and the next week people have seen it and you're getting that feedback, and we have to wait until the 13 come on in one day. And so, especially the first season, that was an odd feeling because we had no idea what anybody would think for a long, long time. But now, you know, they seem to like us.
They do indeed.
Hopefully we'll be rolling on for a long
Well, the
time.
Metacritic and Rotten Tomatoes rankings are through the roof. I
that
I think
right?
I saw 100%,
Really?
which is just everybody only loves you. Understandably so.
Metacritic, I've
Carol
never
Kane.
even heard of, so there you go. But
See, it's
thank
there.
you.
It's good. That's
Thank
something else you
you.
can go. This is lunch. You can go look it up after lunch. It's good. Before we let you go, because I'm told that we must, we are in quite a surreal political season, if nothing else. We have, and then there were 2 or 3, depending on how you see this. So on one side, we have a presumptive GOP nominee in Donald Trump, and on the other side, we have Hillary Clinton looking to pivot to a general election, but she is still facing off with Bernie Sanders as the last primaries now drawn to a close. Politically, how do you see this country?
I'm going to quote my friend Mia Farrow, who said, "I feel the burn, but I am pragmatic, so I'm going to vote for Hillary." And I think it's really important in terms of the experience that she has, the vast foreign knowledge that she has. And I am hoping very much that at a certain point, Bernie will instruct his followers to go with Hillary, because I think if you don't vote for Hillary, you are voting for he who shall not be named.
And he shall not be named.
And he shall not. But that's too scary. It's too scary, and
What
I'm
scares
just
you about it?
counting on her, Bernie to do the right thing there.
What scares you about a Donald Trump presidency?
Dictatorship, Germany, yeah, dictatorship.
Big ideas. Quickly, Bernie Sanders, what has he brought to the
Love
table?
him. So many great issues. I think he's been very important in the campaign. I would, of course, being an idiot, dream that perhaps it could be Hillary and Bernie, which would be just an ideal world. But I don't know if that could happen. I just think he's been very important in bringing up the passionate issues that, say, when I was a flower child in the 60s, you know, he's getting people out with passion, believing in a kind of change that I don't think people have thought about for a long time. And so he's adding to the campaign, but I think Hillary could be in charge of the country in a realistic way that would be wonderful. And I'm sorry to just point this out, but with Hillary, you get a little bill, too.
There's truer words. Carol Kane, we very much appreciate the time.
Thank you.